Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on our first match of Chaos Season against the Stoddard player here, Japanese player. And this is a Cav line. We're going to try to... I don't know, since this is the first match of the week, I do want to give Hannah a shot here. It is bonus season for Gen 1 units, so I do want to see if she can do it. Probably not the best team here, but I don't think she'll get outsped. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know, but let's see, but I do have attack speed clash, so it should be fine. But yeah, this is really what we want to, or what I want to do. Just bait this leaf, and then snipe everything else that is available or in range to be sniped. Doesn't look like the fastest unit, I want to say. 54, and I'm clocking like 56 plus 10, 66, but that's really like maximum. I think plus 5 from the weapon, 71, somewhere around there probably. We'll see how this pans out. He will be initiating as well, so he might have an advantage there. We just try to set this up a little bit. I didn't test this team at all. I do know that it hits and runs very well, but aside from that, I didn't test in terms of Hannah. She was like a last minute addition to the team. I couldn't figure out who to put here. It was between her and my other bonus unit, Klein. Oh, I forgot about the rally. Alright, my bad there. My bad. Totally forgot about that rally. I did see it, but I just forgot about it. Someone was actually supposed to be behind Hannah. Oh, I got outsped. Plus 28. Okay, yeah, that's miles faster than me. Alright, looks like she's gonna need some help. I might put her on a different team. And actually, he's getting some speed buffs from Gatekeeper as well, which I didn't consider. So plus 28 actually makes a lot of sense. It's not a bad build on this leaf, all things considered. And he has that innate miracle, so I was just planning to outspeed him and double and kill that way, but did not go as planned, which is fine. Yeah, not a bad first match. I did learn a lot from that loss here, so I'll build another team. GG's. Alright, so here's the second attempt of the day. We're taking on, don't know how to say this, looks like something spicy. And we're gonna go with the I team on this one. I didn't fix the Hannah team yet. I'll probably do that after I record these videos today. Straightforward. The main reason that I built this team with Ike is that what's his face here? Gatekeeper is an excellent support unit. I'm sure if you weren't aware, he is an excellent support unit. And pretty much here he's going to be stopping any warping shenanigans which could possibly happen with Hell there in the back. So we're going to be able to warp, but the enemy is not. And also Veil is perfect support for Ike. Also, if you're looking for someone in Astra Anima to take out Veil, or to take out Ike, Veil is also able to do that. So she covers 2 roles, and that's the reason that this team is built this way, with Gateau, who I think is just better AoE. That 80% is obviously better than 50%. Need I say more? It's just straightforward math. You can't, like, there's no going around it. And also, if Ike fails to kill, you don't have to worry about your Divine Veins being replaced, or the only problem is if Tina's there who would steal your buffs, but otherwise you should be fine with Gateau. It's the only team I have this season to combat AoE damage, so we'll see what I end up matching against. Gateau is really, really good. Like, I've been telling people for a really long time, because it was such an obvious niche and it looks like IS is finally leaning in on the AoE damage niche. So yeah, his stonks have gone way back up. Unfortunately, he's just such a bad combat unit himself that, I don't know, maybe an alt eventually. A lot of mythics haven't gotten an alt as of yet. Most of the OCs, but a lot of mythics like Hell doesn't have an alt, and she's been out forever. But I mean, everyone hates her, probably because of what she did to Air. Ariana Grande. And who else? Gato, Medius. Well, Duma finally got an ult with Miller, so that one's checkbox. Who else? All the fairies have finally gotten their ults after years. Thursier does not have an ult, unless you count the backpack with Lif. I don't really count that. Backpack. Probably because she has dragon effectiveness, so if they're going to give her an ult, more than likely it would have that in her weapon as well, and that might shake the meta in a way that they're not ready to do yet. IS is very manipulative, or at least very detail-oriented and methodical in terms of the decisions that they're making with their game. I have noticed it. Even with Ike here, typically most bonus units get 3 weeks, but Ike only got 2. And one of them was Chaos Season, which means that you could use anything against him. And the reason that they did that was because there isn't a counter for Ike in Astra Anima. Well, not necessarily Ike himself. There isn't a counter for AoE damage in Astra Anima. And I think that's the reason that they didn't allow him to get that extra week or that 1 more week of bonus for Astra Anima, and instead he's getting just Chaos Season, because it would have been a lot easier to counterplay against Ike if AoEs are on the table. So yeah, IS is being really picky and choosy with how they're releasing these units. He released at a specific time in the game that he shook up the meta, but also right after that they released certain, or the one unit that can kind of counteract him, in Baby Robin, of course. Now comes the hard part of trying to get these pots, but at least I don't have to worry about Hell warping. I just gotta make sure that I stay out of her range. I might turn on the danger zone here so I can see what's going on. Getting the pot in the top right is going to be a little bit annoying. As long as Hell is able to attack Ike, she's going to choose that option. So definitely got to just put Ike in her face. Ike won't kill because he can't outspeed. He's not outspeeding anything. So this should work as long as everything goes according to plan. Let's get the finish in effect, 3 spaces. This should be fine. I did see the that build that guy had, that last opponent that I had from defense, with the distant defense 4 DD4 on Ike, and I thought that was pretty interesting because it gives Ike a low, which counteracts so many other things that he could come across. It makes him a lot tankier because that's +8 def res, which is more than the finish. He doesn't get the healing from the finish, but he doesn't necessarily need it, and he doesn't get the true damage as well, which is just +5. But I think it's a decent trade-off for an A skill for Ike. I definitely like that one. Out of all the ones that I saw, I think that one is probably the best that you could probably run on him. The distance defense 4, unless you want to give him guard from one of the fire boost skills, whatever. But I think I prefer the DD4, although I'm not going to do it myself. But if you're thinking of an option to give him for an A slot, that one I think is highly. Ooh, let's put Gatekeeper here so that doesn't happen. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, for an A slot, I think that's a good choice. Defense replays, I thought defense overall did very well. 7 and 4. No, 6 and 4. Maybe there was an 11th replay. I just fell asleep and I wasn't able to. I woke up after the reset, so maybe I missed one. if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. So I try to live by that as it relates to replays. We're done here. We're just gonna let Vale take us out. Straightforward here. I do have a defense in mind already for next season. Ariana Grande is going to be bonus, which is unfortunate because that means that I have to unlock all of my teams and swap someone out. I have no idea who I'm going to swap out, but we'll see what happens there. Probably Nerthus, since she's not needed on Ike teams, but we'll see. Anyways, one more match. Okay, so here's our second match for the day. This is the same team as you saw in the first match, but as you can see, Hannah is no longer here. I have Klein this time, and I gave him Assassin Strike because my man was just hitting a bunch of zeros. So I figured I'd do something about that because any range unit needs some type of damage from somewhere, and what gave me the idea was I was using Legendary Celica, and I was like, how is she still able to put out these numbers? Because mine is unmerged, probably like one Dragon Flower, and she's able to like put out big numbers against Formortis, even Winter Byleth, and I was like, that's interesting. And I realized that a lot of it was because of the true damage based off res that she got from, I don't remember if it was a weapon or her B skill. One of the two.
What's your plan?
So I was like, for my units, like I'm particularly thinking about, oh God, I'm thinking about Ascended Joshua in particular. He hits so many zeros that I just had to stop using him.
Really?
The majority of his damage comes from lethality.
Like the wind.
He needs no follow-up to double, but also he needs to quad to hit lethality the majority of the time, unless you're going to try to pre-charge it in some way. So I'm considering just dropping his B skill for Assassin Strike, just so that, because I really enjoy using that Joshua. He does have true damage based off the direction that he's attacking from, but I want him to have it all the time. So I think Assassin Strike is a better in-slot B skill than Tempo and Null Follow-Up.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is because units are just getting bulkier and bulkier, and you're going to need damage from somewhere if you're coming against, like, having Null Follow-Up means nothing if you're hitting for zero. Cutting damage reduction in half means nothing if you're hitting for zero. So I figured might as well just get some actual numbers on the board so that if you're somehow able to do some damage,
Let's go.
yeah, you can probably like get a kill randomly. And this way you can, like, we have Camilla to outsource damage reduction piercing, and we have a lot of options as it relates to Null Follow-Up, so it just makes sense. The only thing you probably can't change is tempo, but I guess you can probably go back and alter it depending on the matchups that you want. I mean, hopefully eventually they put something like that in a like a, it doesn't have to be the same 20% in a tune skill. I'd really appreciate that for the older units, because they really need something to be able to keep up in terms of damage output. Lagoo's Friend would be like really great on, but I mean, I only had the one extra copy, and nothing to fodder him to, so you know, kind of had to do what I had to do.
Okay.
But yeah, he's putting in a lot of work, as you can see here with the numbers. Normally he'd hit zero in these matchups, so I'm satisfied that he's actually able to put some numbers out there.
My turn.
And yeah, that's good. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. He's able to take out Formortis now. He can take out Byleth if
do my best.
special manipulation, or if I change the weapon to oh no, it has to be the Dart Bow because he needs the Respiration. So yeah, he can take out Winter Byleth depending on a couple of things that you have to do to get it to work.
What's your plan?
But it's good that he's at least usable, and the investment that I made hasn't like gone to complete waste, Whereas some of my like invested ranged units like Ascended Joshua and like let's say even Baby Innis, they just continually hit zeros like it's nobody's business, and it's quite unfortunate. I did get a couple extra options from Binding Worlds, so there's still one more day left before I make my final decision. I am leaning towards the Brave Hector, but I did come across a legendary Crom with the new A skill, but we'll see what I do. GG's.